Hey everyone, I'm going to work through making a pink and gold ombre glitter pen using UV resin. I had a customer order this pen with a saying on it that says "Be good, Jenna." You'll see it at the end, and we're going to work through this together. I take my painted pen and I start with a very thin layer of UV resin just to adhere the glitter. This is a pink glitter blend I made myself. I like the light pink, but the one I had was just too light. That it wasn't showing up. It was looking more white, so I blended in a little bit of darker pink in with it just to give it some depth. After I get my glitters on there, it goes into the light to cure, and put my glitter away and let it cure for a couple of minutes. While it's curing, I worked on other pens. Obviously, not going to waste my time. Have a lot of orders to work on. So once they're done curing though, then I'll take a dry paintbrush and just lightly brush off the excess glitter, pull them out, and using the same resin I used to adhere the glitter, I'm going to now seal the glitter onto the first coat. I did not sand in between these layers, and I want this to sort of feel slimy. I want to barely feel the glitter underneath the UV resin as I put on there. And I found a little hair I had to pick off of there. But once I get the resin on, back into the light, and I turn it just a few seconds just to keep it from moving all to one side. After they cure, then they go to the sink for sanding. A light sanding using 320 grit wet dry sandpaper just to smooth it all out and give me a nice smooth finish to put the decals on. After it's sanded, then I clean it with rubbing alcohol and I get my decal that I cut out with my Cricut, and I just use painter's tape to apply them. I line up the edge of the tape to the bottom of the words so that when I put on the pen I can make sure it is straight and not crooked or offset. I get that stuck on there, and then I use the Mr. Resin for my final coat. It goes on really thick, and I put a fairly generous amount on there just to make sure that that vinyl gets covered well and I don't end up with any floating or bumps or ridges just because it was too thin. I also like to just let it spin really slow for a second before I put it in the light, just to sort of level out the resin and keep from getting any ridges just from my fingers. Once it's all done, then I take it off of the pen, clean up the ends of it with my X-Acto knife, and then put it all back together. And then there you have it, a really beautiful UV resin pen that's just as good, if not better, than using regular